Thank you for taking the time for yourself today, whether you're a business owner navigating economic changes or someone feeling the ripple effects. This space is for you and for you to release any tension and find clarity. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position. You might be sitting or laying down, whatever feels right for you and your body in this moment. Allow your weight to be fully supported. Take a moment to notice your breathing, just as it is right now. Not trying to change anything, simply bringing your awareness to the natural rhythm of your breath. And now, let's begin to deepen that breath together. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for just a moment and exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With each breath, you might notice how your body naturally knows how to relax a little more. How with each exhale, you can release a little more tension, while your mind begins to quieten down all by itself. And as you continue breathing this way, not having to pay attention on the count, you might become aware of your thoughts about tariffs, finances, or business concerns that want your attention. And this is perfectly natural. The analytical problem-solving part of your mind has been working overtime to protect what matters to you. I'd like to offer a simple truth that your conscious mind might already know, but your deeper mind can now begin to fully embrace even the most critical challenges require moments of complete rest to be solved effectively. So with your next breath in, I invite you to acknowledge those thoughts, those important concerns, recognizing their presence. And as you exhale, you might imagine them gently moving to a special shelf in your mind, a safe place where they'll remain perfectly preserved, waiting patiently while you take this time to restore your mental clarity and emotional balance. With each breath cycle, notice how your thoughts can continue to settle, like leaves gradually floating down to rest on the surface of a still pond. No effort required, just a natural slowing and settling. And perhaps you've already begun to notice how your hands feel, whether they're warm or cool, the weight of them against whatever is supporting them, the subtle sensation of your fingertips, the space between your fingers. While your analytical mind might wonder why we're noticing these sensations, your deeper mind already understands that this detailed awareness naturally brings you into the present moment away from projections about the future. Just here. Now, with each breath, becoming more comfortable than the last. And now, with your next inhale, I invite you to imagine breathing in a gentle, soothing light, perhaps blue or green, or whatever color feels most calming to you personally. This light carries deep relaxation into your lungs. As you exhale, it begins to spread throughout your body. With each breath, this relaxing energy flows more freely, first to your chest and your shoulders, then down your arms to your fingertips, through your torso, into your hips, down your legs, all the way down to your toes. And you might notice now how different parts of your body can relax at different rates. Some areas letting go quickly, others taking their time. And that's perfectly fine, because your unconscious mind knows exactly how to bring your entire system into harmony at the perfect pace for you. As this wave of relaxation continues to move through you, you might become aware of how your forehead can smooth out, your jaw can loosen, your shoulders can drop just a bit more. All signs that your nervous system is shifting into a state of restoration and balance. I'd like to share a story about a river that might seem familiar to you in some ways. There was once a seasoned river guide who had navigated the same powerful river for many years. She knew every bend, every rapid, every current. The river had always changed with the seasons, sometimes flowing gently, sometimes surging with the spring thaw. One year, unexpected heavy rains upstream created new patterns in the river, stronger currents, unfamiliar, and even some newly formed rapids. Many of the less experienced guides became anxious, wondering if their boats could handle these changes, if their routes needed to be completely abandoned, if their livelihoods were threatened. But the seasoned guide approached things differently. She recognized that while the river had indeed changed, her fundamental knowledge remained valuable. Rather than fighting against the new currents, which would only exhaust her resources, she studied them carefully. She adjusted her technique. She discovered that some of these new patterns actually created efficient pathways that hadn't existed before. Most importantly, she understood that rivers are always in flux. Always changing, always moving, and that her true expertise wasn't in memorizing one static version of the river, but in her adaptability, her responsiveness, her willingness to work with whatever conditions presented themselves. And soon enough, the river settled into its new normal. The guide had not only survived the transition, but had emerged with greater skill and deeper wisdom about the nature of rivers themselves. And I wonder if you can already sense how this story might relate to navigating changing economic conditions, how your experience and core competencies remain valuable even as the external environment shifts, how adaptation rather than resistance preserves your energy, how what initially seems threatening often creates unexpected opportunities when approached with flexibility and patience. Now let's transition to a breathing pattern that naturally enhances mental clarity and perspective. Begin by taking a deep breath in through your nose for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is known as the 4-7-8 breathing, and it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural relaxation response. So let's continue with 3 more cycles together. And as you continue breathing this way, you might notice how your mind becomes increasingly clear, how solutions and possibilities can begin to emerge naturally, how creativity flows more freely when the mind is in this state of calm alertness. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And while your conscious mind focuses on your breathing, your unconscious mind can begin to integrate some useful perspectives that many successful business people have discovered during their times of economic transition. People often find that when they look back on periods of adaptation in their business journey, there were actually times of significant growth, moments when innovation became necessary, when the strongest aspects of their business became even more defined. Some discover that by focusing intensely on what they can control, their service quality, their client relationships, their organizational efficiency, external factors like tariffs have less impact than initially feared. Others notice how shifting market conditions naturally separate those who remain flexible and responsive from those who resist change, creating space for new leadership and opportunity. And many report that the concerns which seemed so overwhelming in the moment appeared quite manageable in retrospect, once they had given their minds the clarity that comes from moments like this one. I wonder which of these insights resonates most with your situation. Or perhaps your unconscious mind is already formulating an entirely different perspective that's uniquely suited to your circumstances. As we begin to bring this session toward completion, I invite you to imagine yourself 1 year from now, looking back on this period of economic adjustment. See yourself having navigated these changes with wisdom and adaptability, perhaps implementing strategies you hadn't even considered yet. Maybe even discovering that some aspects of these market changes created unexpected advantages for your particular business model. Notice the sense of quiet confidence that comes from having moved through uncertainty, the deeper trust in your ability to adapt, the pride in your resilience. And as you carry this image with you, you might begin to feel a sense of curiosity about what specific opportunities might emerge for you in the next coming weeks or months. What creative solutions your mind will generate now that it's had time to reset and gain perspective. And now gradually, at your own pace, begin to deepen your breathing once again, becoming more aware of your surroundings, the sounds in the room, the feeling of whatever is supporting your body. Begin to make small movements with your fingers and your toes, perhaps gently stretching your arms and legs, bringing fresh energy and alertness into your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Carrying with you this sense of calm, clarity, and perspective, knowing you can return to this state anytime you need it, simply by taking a few conscious breaths and allowing your mind to remember this feeling. Thank you for taking this time to restore your mental and emotional balance. Remember that your ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react anxiously to changing conditions is one of your greatest business assets. I invite you to return to this practice whenever you feel tension around any uncertainties you face, knowing that each time you do, you strengthen your resilience and clarity. Until next time, breathe well and be well.